thanks for being here with us.
Thank you.
So we've been reporting about the show since the idea
first the announcement.
You were correct, and the website's blown up. So I had to be here talking to you.
Oh, great, man.
So the show the movie actually has a big following. And is it related? Is the show going to be related in any way to the show?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I think it's important that for everyone that loves the film, can see not only the film come to life again, but by seeing the science, the technology, some of those things that were crowd favorites from the show, they need to, they need to step on stage again, So yeah, I think it's gonna be really fun. I think it's really fun for the audiences because if you've seen the movie, it's gonna be nostalgic and it's gonna be awesome to see that world come to life again, and then see where that world went 10 years after Precrime was abolished and 10 years after the film. But if you've never seen the film and you're watching, from the Minority Report from the beginning, what's exciting about it is that we have, we are re-educating, we are welcoming everyone again in the mythology and the science of the show. So you're gonna pick up the show like a brand new thing, and it's gonna be even that more exciting and that more complex for you because you're watching everything for the first time, and it's a very colorful and ambitious world, and only someone like Steven Spielberg can bring this to television.
How much of an advantage is having TV? Because you get like an hour, full-length films, 2 hours, a little bit more than that, but you got a whole season. How much of an advantage is it to have like a weekly?
It's huge, especially with a world as complex as this, right? Because a lot of people, do a television show and then, sometimes don't even dabble on how deep the pond is, But with this show, man, there's so much about that movie you wanted to see. There's so much about the commute where people worked. How other crimes worked. And the lives that this world held and hosted. So the fact that we get this many hours to really dive in, it's fascinating. And every script that we get, and every time that we read a script, we call each other, like the characters or the actors. The moment we get the script that night, the week before we shoot that episode, we call each other, man, did you just read that? You think how crazy is that gonna be? I don't even know what it's gonna look like. So the technology and the characters and the conspiracy that's about to be introduced is amazing because it's a crazy spin on a procedural show, but very much like my favorite show, The X-Files, you also have this thread of a deeper mythology that has a crazy conspiracy attached to it, and no one is clean, and everyone's in the front line of that, and a few of us, the characters, are walking the fine line between the two fences. So it's gonna make it very exciting, and also every procedural case. It's a little bit of a breadcrumb on the bigger picture. So it's fascinating. You can watch any episode and love it, but you can also pay attention to what's happening in the arc, and it's gonna get you from literally episode 1, 2, and 3. Immediately you're like, okay, where is this going? This is crazy, but it's fun, and we're having a blast, and the scenes are crazy. The action is awesome. Technology is insane. So so we're very proud of it, man. It's something television has never seen.
So the show takes place in the future. Now let's go a little bit to the past, and how Latinos have now become like front and center in movies, TV shows, even directing. Did you have anyone you looked up to growing up?
Yes. I mean, I think one of the reasons why I felt it was possible for me to be who I am today was the growing up watching Desi Arnaz. I mean, Ricky Ricardo, that was such an iconic character of pop culture in general. And I'm talking about universal. Any ethnicity, any continent, any country, I Love Lucy. And saw this Latin man as, the co-lead of this two ensemble, duo who just did the funniest and most innovative things in comedy, and they just took comedy to a different level. And he was a producer of that, he was a director of that. And to me, that's at that era, was so innovative and so forward-thinking. And then you see the evolution of television and see how we went backwards and we went backwards and we went backwards, and how did we have such an iconic Latino character that represented us on such a level, and then we went backwards. And then slowly we started building momentum, and then then the studios and networks realized that our audiences were so big And then we were one of the few only loyal audiences that are still watching appointment TV, that are still going to the movie theaters and are still buying music. Then all of a sudden it's a different world, And I think it's because the Latino community is a little louder now. It's a little more colorful now, and we're a little bit more, secure in the fact that we're not somebody's neighbor. That this is truly our house. And that we are just as big of a part of the national community as anybody else. So, to see that these characters are now finally representing us, and we can actually see ourselves in every world from movies to television, it was long coming.
Absolutely. So what are you most excited about when the show premieres? What are you most excited? Could you give us a little sample of what the audience is going to be expecting that you can't wait till they see?
Yeah, first of all, we're taking technology to a whole different level, right? So Steven Spielberg, consulted and hired incredible IT gurus to predict what we're going to be, what was going to be the tool of tomorrow, what were going to be our best friends tomorrow when it came to technology. And technology, evolves so fast here that what's really exciting is that imagine if you saw what you saw in the movie in 2055. Imagine 10 years later what technology is going to look like. We're also going to reference the present day a lot. So what very vivid present situations and key events that happen today in present day are going to be our the history of our future scenarios. So so there's going to be a lot of that connectivity between present day and the future still as a history lesson, and we're going to see what happened from that example from here to there. What kind of weapons were developed in order to prevent certain casualties. So it's exciting because we're making also a nice social statement as well.
Thanks once again. Thank you.
Thank you.
Minority Report, Fox.